I'm glad that it's turning a little bit yellow here, because this is actually what I was going for. Turned on this trail too, because it's shown as a yellow difficulty, and this is dirt road.
Did you say that this is considered yellow?
That's what they have it marked as. Towards the top or something, but this is definitely not what I would consider moderate trail. This is a road.
Let's keep looking. 10-4.
You ready to rock?
Yep, let's do it.
Luis's truck is plenty capable, but I don't think there's that much hard stuff over here. And this is honestly somewhat close to home, so we just wanted to do a quick weekend trip. And Buena Vista has just kind of become, or maybe it's always been, sort of a off-road event area in Colorado. And it's probably because it's so easy. It's mostly just dirt tracks. There's some stuff that's crazy like Chinaman Gulch, but usually I'm just looking for a campsite. So these types of easygoing, bopping around trails are perfect.
Colorado presented an unusually warm weekend, so Luis and I are here to set up camp. I've done plenty of rock bashing this year, so we're just looking for a fun drive and an awesome place to call home for the night. This area has a lot of wide open soft trails, so we can mash the pedal a bit more than usual. As fall is setting in, the days are getting short and the temperature swings in Colorado are insane. We've been experiencing low 20s at night and mid 70s in the day. So we're aiming to set up camp sooner than later so we can set up the wood stove and get ready for the evening.
Me and Luis are bumping down this trail. It's not sand, but it's like fine, or not even fine gravel. Yeah, fine gravel. I consider that fine gravel. So you can haul down this stuff, and then Luis found a poser rock. So I was observing how much the FJ doesn't flex anymore now that I have my sway bar back on. Yours would probably have more flex than mine at this point. It looks like it's impressive, and then you go to the other side and my tire's just floating in the air. But too top heavy. Look at the size of this boulder that's just teetering behind me. You were camped somewhere and you felt that tumble down the mountain. You'd feel it in the ground for sure. I wouldn't think there'd be that much melt off up here, but this gets carved out by a substantial amount of water.
I love days like this. Days where you're thankful to be warm, thankful to be in the sun, and just knowing that the cold season could start in the mountains any day makes sitting outside in a t-shirt feel extra special.
So most people think that you can't go through these gates. You can go through it, unless there's a private property sign, of course. We can go through it, you just need to close it when you've gone through, because there's probably cattle grazing or something like that.
Right away, we're hitting a private land sign. My map data doesn't show this as private, but this is the Wild West, and I know better than to trespass.
It's taking us very long to cover ground out here. Pretty cool campsite, but still pretty early, and I bet we'll find a better one.
Okay, yeah, that'll work, man.
So we've got to cover some more ground to find camp. We're really hoping for expansive views of the yellow aspens in the distance. aren't searching for a specific waypoint, we're just driving until we find a campsite. Looking at the satellite imagery, I can see that we might be coming up on exactly what we're looking for.
Looks like it might be kind of windy, but it'd be a pretty sweet campsite. I mean, nobody else is out here, of course.
There's no yellow leaves on the mountainsides in the distance, but with views like this, it's hard to drive away.
So we have decided on a campsite, and we're hoping it's not going to be too windy. This time of the year it shouldn't be too bad, but yeah, check out that view. So we're gonna pull in over here. I'm gonna set my teepee up. That way tonight we've got a hideaway to be warm. Trusty sawtooth. This thing is badass. So, the orange tag, yeah, that's the top of it.
This teepee is my backpack hunting shelter usually, but in the cooler times of the year, it makes an awesome addition to the gear kit when I'm off-road. The teepee, the stove, and the stovepipe weigh less than 7 pounds. The plan tonight for dinner is to make some ramen. Ramen's become one of my favorite camping meals for cold nights because it can be as easy or as complicated as you feel like. It warms you up, and of course, ramen is just one of the greatest foods on earth.
Bears are going to be small in our camp tonight.
Me and Luis made up some ramen. He's peeling some eggs right now. We got what time is it? It's only 7:10. We're almost out of light, but look at this sunset over here. Pretty awesome. And it's gonna get cold pretty quick, so I've got the teepee set up, and we're gonna run in there, eat some hot ramen, drink some hot cider, and sit by a wood stove. It's gonna be pretty sweet, which is not as cold as we expected, but it's still gonna be nice. All right, so we're doing a comparison because I have the MSR reactor and I've had this forever. And this is, I think this is a little smaller than a liter. It's like 0.9 liter or something like that. And then Luis just bought the Jetboil Flash. And this is like half the cost. So we're going to, just for fun, we're gonna see which one boils faster. Now I've heard different things on durability. I don't know that I can tell that big of a difference between the two. This is self-ignited, mine is not self-ignited. This is $110, mine was like $240. This has a soft setup lid. This has an indicator on the side for when it gets hot, it'll turn like yellow. A little bit different of a design. This has like kind of a heat sink sort of setup and then like a full torch end here. And then mine is more of like, I don't even know what to call that. It's like a big heat inductor or something like that. But we're just gonna put, his also has measuring lines of 2 cups. So I guess we'll put 2 cups in each of them and then we'll heat them at the same time. And we'll see, we're just interested in seeing which one works. Not necessarily better, but I'm curious if one actually boils faster than the other for the price that we're paying. By the way, we're not heating up water, we're heating up spiced apple cider. So we're gonna put these up here. His does recommend, as well as mine. I know mine's that way. But you gotta light it first and then put the pan on. So we'll light them, let them heat up. Okay, get your pan ready, or your pot ready. Okay,
So
quick,
lid on,
phone.
right?
Lid on, and then let me find my phone here. I'll start the the stopwatch. Okay, you ready?
Ready.
There go. All right, we're just gonna see. It ain't gonna take either of them very long. And here's the thing with cider. If you guys cook cider, I'm giving this warning to Luis as well. Is this stuff, as soon as it boils, it'll want to froth up and come out the edge and make a huge mess. So you got to be ready. As soon as you see it start steaming, you really want to keep an eye on it. We're at 25 seconds. Both of them have the ability to have like a French press on them. His has the lid built in. This lid has the same sort of a deal. We're at a minute. Not boiling yet. What we should have done, not that it matters that much, we should have pulled our lids at the same time. Look, yeah, just push that out of the way. Sorry. Oh shit! Minute 36. They're like by 2 seconds. We just made a massive mess. Yours is brand new. All right, so that was a minute 36. I just warned us both about that. It would be hard for people to believe, but it is going to be uncomfortably hot in this little teepee. And for people watching this that aren't familiar with these hot tents, these don't burn all night. They'll burn for a little while, but they are kind of a short duration thing. So when you camp in one of these, I've camped on top of snow in one, they don't last all night. So you still need all your layers and stuff. So if you're watching this being like, this is what I'll get for an overland trip, it's not the solution to keep you warm all night unless you want to just be up all night long dealing with a fire. It's got a spark arrestor in it, so like you can use these during certain fire ban stages, not all of them, but get in there. And then as soon as it starts, as soon as you get one log burning, I mean, it's over with. It's quite a cool design for being like such a leaky wood stove. It'll, as soon as you put the front cover on it, it just pulls it backwards, and I mean, it just creates like a vacuum effect in there.
With our bellies full of hot ramen, drinking hot whiskey in a hot tent, it's time to call it a night and climb into the rooftop tents. The warm morning light is welcome, especially after a night of colder temperatures. The temperature swing almost seems like it changed the color of the leaves in the distance overnight.
Now we're just kind of wrapping up, getting ready to go. And this is going to be my last Colorado trip for the year, which is crazy just because of how fast this year went by. But yeah, it's bittersweet. Another year down. And there's going to be snow all over these mountains here in the next probably month or so. We're going to wrap up, pack up, and make our way down the trail into town and then head home.
Our route back home today heads over the legendary and often dangerous Independence Pass. The pass has an incredibly rich history, which I touched on in a previous video. It's an awe-inspiring road that I love, and it's what I named this channel after. The pass heads over the Continental Divide and reaches a summit of 12,095 feet.
All right, we are back on the trail, heading home. Getting out a little later than normal. I think I was expecting it to be colder because normally during this time of the year I'm hunting, and when I'm hunting, I'm at like 11,000 feet, so of course it's freezing up there. This area is refreshingly moderate in trail, and I think it would be a pretty fun one to snow wheel in, because even if like you got stuck on something steep like what I'm on right now, you could winch up it because there's plenty of trees, big trees. And so I don't know, if I get froggy this year, maybe I'll come out here and do a little snow, especially with that teepee. I don't use it enough, and it's quick to set up, and so you're not completely just freezing the whole time. That's the biggest thing about camping in the cold that I don't like, is it's not sleeping in the cold necessarily, even though that part's bad too, but it's those long hours at 5 o'clock when it's pitch black outside, and now you've got at least 4 hours, depending on how late you stay up, to sit in the cold. Good thing this is the last video and last trip of Colorado for the year. I've got some time to get some things fixed. because my big camera's actually down, and on this trip I've been using Natalia's camera, and now I just destroyed my drone. Had it on sport mode, so its obstacle detection wasn't working. Smoked it. So, time to warranty some stuff. Whoops. Coming. Okay.
We've made it through the rocks, and now it's time to witness the full fall colors of Independence Pass.
I think today's the 1-year anniversary since I wrecked my other drone doing fall color shots.
Oh, awesome. It's got a little bit of a sentimental throwback.
In autumn of every year, I'm going to destroy every camera I have.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Hey, be careful. Good hanging out with you.
Likewise, man. Appreciate it.
As always, thank you so much for watching, and feel free to check out my other adventure, off-road, and overland related content.